Learn how the call method can be used to call a function with a specific this. Let's explore this together. The call method lets an object use a method belonging to another object. In this way, the same method can be used on different objects. And now, let's look at an example of how a function call actually works in JavaScript and give us a clearer understanding about the call method. So here in my boilerplate code, I don't need anything to be added other than this ID that I already have inside my HTML section. So I'm going to go inside the script and then try to add some code to see how the call method can be used in JavaScript. So I'm going to make three objects of a person. Person one, name. So person two as well as person three. Now that I have these three objects, then I can make a function to return a greeting. Function, that's my function name. Then it will take a parameter of greeting. So what do I want? I just want this function to return something. Greeting plus a space like this plus the objects. Don't forget that this refers to the object. Now I have the function. Now I want to use the function to understand how the call methods work in JavaScript. So I'll simply just make a variable and call it message. And then inside it, I'll call the function and then pass it the call method. So the call method expects something. Number one, it expects a variable. Now, sorry, not a variable. It expects an object. I mistakenly called this a variable. So it expects an object, and then it also expects a string if there's any. So for example, now if I pass this, I'll say person one. Oh, sorry, person three. You can see that right now nothing is actually happening on my screen, right? But if I pass person three and pass in this string, hello. Now, even at that, nothing is exactly happening on my screen. And that is because I need to be able to output what I have here. So I will need a way to get that. So I want to update this page. So I will make use of this demo I have here. So I will select that ID, demo one. Then I will use inner.html property in order to update it and pass this variable that I have here. Then you should see my page. Now you can see hello Joe, which is the person three. Now, if I remove the string part and I passed in the object hello, let's see what will happen. Now you can see this. Now it is showing the person's name, which is correct, but then it is showing something before that name, and that is what? An undefined, which means that this method always expects two things. Whatever, so it must be the an object and also whatever other parameters that you want to pass inside it. So if I just use tab to put this hello back now, then everything should change. I can change this to anything. I can do greet, do, and it will work. Now, take a look at something in this example that we just finished on the screen. Now, the example calls the greeting method, which is what we have here. You can see the method here. You can see the function here. Now, the method that is now using is being called here. Look at this. Now, if you look at this example, you see that the call method is used to call a function. This is the function with an object as an argument. Now, the call method takes this as the first argument, which means that what we have here is the first argument that it takes. So this could refer to any of the objects that we have here. So it could be one, it could be two. And then that is always the first object. Then additional arguments are passed as comma separated list, which means because we want other things to be added to what we have, we separated it with comma, and then we're able to add grids or change this to anything that we want, or hello, and this will still work just like the first one. So it usually follows a syntax like this. So you have something like function name dot call, and then the first argument is going to be this, which will refers to the object itself, and then subsequent one could now be, other arguments could now be passed with comma separated list like this, and so on and so forth. So, but this first part is always important, because without it, it will not give you the expected result. Let's try it. So I will remove this, and then I'll put in the string alone. You can see right now it's just undefined, because this method does not understand this argument without this keyword, which will refers to any of the objects that we have here. So you will see that if I return this back, I can use this method on anything. I can use it on person 1 and it will work. I can use it on person 2, it will work. And I can as well use it on person 3, and then it will still work the same way that you see on the screen. So the example calls the greeting method. So this is the method, and it's using it on the person 3 in order to give us the output that you can see on the screen.